Hail Media presents The Breakdown, where former University of Michigan football players break down footage of Michigan commits and current players.
I got my man, my former teammate, the cast technician, Clarence Williams. Clarence, how you doing, brother?
Hey, Chris. What's up, man? Great to catch up with you. It's been a while, man.
Yeah, it's been some years. I appreciate you coming on and to talk a little bit what we're good at talking about, the running back position at the University of Michigan. Obviously, Michigan had to go into the portal to go get a running back. We've lost some guys, Khalil Mullins, Donovan Edwards. Then we lost some guys to the portal, Cole Cabana. I believe Benjamin Hall is probably going to be a guy that's going to look somewhere else. Tavier Dunlap. And so the running back room is quite thin, man. But I'm really excited about this pickup with Justice Haynes from Alabama. Really good running back. I like what I see out of him. And I thought to myself, you know what? Instead of me getting my perspective, let me get another running back's perspective. Clarence, let's jump in and talk about Justice Haynes because, you know, I think you and I share the same opinion of this kid has a lot of skill set, has a lot in his tool bag. Patience, balance, really good speed. I really like this pickup for University of Michigan. Let's talk about his profile a little bit. So he's 5'11". They have him listed at about 205. I think he probably played last year at around 210. He's from Roswell, Georgia, played at Buford High School, which is one of the powerhouses down here in Georgia. You know, 5-star recruit coming out. He's known for his elite vision, balance, explosiveness, has a versatile skill set that will allow him to contribute as both a runner and as a receiver, which I think is extremely important in this new offense that Michigan is probably going to adopt, which was also probably one of the most frustrating things about the Michigan offense in the past few years is our lack of ability of throwing the ball to the running back. You and I made our bread and butter catching the ball out of the backfield, right? Screens, the running back drag across the middle. I mean, we were involved in the game, not just from running the ball, but pass protection and catching the ball out of the backfield. That has to be one of the most frustrating things over the last couple of seasons is seeing them not use the running back in the passing game. So I'm excited to see the new offensive coordinator come in and hopefully implement some things in there for him. Clarence, what have you seen about Justice that you really like?
You know, this right up here, Chris, what you have on the screen right here is all what I came away with, man. I think he's listed here at 205 pounds. You know, I can say emphatically that he runs a lot larger than that. You know, his power jumps off the screen. His balance jumps off the screen. To your point regarding whether or not he's a hard worker or not, you know, I don't know the guy. I haven't talked to anybody. I trust your judgment certainly, but just looking at the way he finishes runs, that tells me all I need to know. The highlights that I've seen, he's always going forward. He's running behind his pads, and he's finishing his runs. I haven't seen him pass pro or catch the ball, but I could almost guarantee you that he would be a great pass protector, and he'd be a willing player to kind of stick his nose in there and take on those blitzing linebackers just by the way he finishes his runs. But he's powerful. His center of gravity is great. I think he has some of you in him, Chris. And the point that I'm making here is that he has that ability to read his blocks downfield, and something that you didn't have although you broke a few long runs, I think.
You can say it, Clarence. I wasn't fast, man. You can say it. I wasn't fast.
You weren't. I think your longest run was about 75 yards, man. But this guy, in my opinion, this is something that we've lacked over the last couple of years. He can hit the home run from anywhere on the field, man. And he can also get the tough yards. And again, we haven't seen him catch the ball a lot, but assuming he can do that, you know, I would put this guy in a category of being a complete back. And I certainly think with the Underwood kid coming in, how dynamic he is, I think there'll be a good duo back there.
Yeah, I agree, Clarence. Well, let's look at some of the plays that I sent over to you. You picked your top 5 plays. So let's get into those, and then we can really dissect kind of what you're talking about when you see Justice Haynes run. So here we got the first play. Clarence, tell me what you see.
Yeah, so he's very instinctual. He hits the hole, and what I love about this play, Chris, as you remember, man, if you can rewind it back a little bit, we're going 100 miles an hour. Guys are flashing in his face, but when he cracks that hole, man, watch him put his hand down. That balance is innate, and that also tells me a lot about how physical of a runner he is, and how willing he is to kind of compete on every single run. And his ball security looks great. He's finishing the runs, and every single run, I can't emphasize this enough. Every single run that I saw him, I think there's 20 or so, 30 or so runs. He's finishing forward. He's leaning forward. So those dirty yards that will allow us to stay, in front of the chains. I think this guy is a great, great, great looking prospect. And if he's not on campus yet, can't wait to get this guy on campus.
Yeah, Clarence, I tell you what, man, Michigan has had to find guys or find a way to be balanced, right? We had the whole thunder and lightning thing going on, right? You kind of needed a big back to balance off having a smaller back like Blake Corum. And for me, from what I see with this kid is he's powerful enough to actually be both those types of running backs, the kind of running back that can hit the home run and the kind of running back that can get you those tough yards. And like, to your point, he's always falling forward. So as much as I was kind of worried about Michigan not having that big running back like a Hassan Haskins or a Khalil Mullings, I'm okay with this because from what I've seen from this kid and I think Jordan Marshall, the other young running back that won MVP at the game against Alabama, I like what I see out of the toughness of these guys. And actually, they almost remind me a little bit of Mike Hart a little bit, except these guys have, especially Justice Haynes, he does have that top end speed that can take it all away. Clarence, here's the next play that you picked out. Tell me what you liked about this play.
This guy, he exploits the left side of the offensive line, and just look at his vision. He's moving forward and he's patient, and look at him finish at the end of this run, man. He could easily tiptoe the sideline and run out of bounds, but he finished this run so strong, he didn't give the defender an opportunity to knock him out of bounds. So that's what I'm talking about, how he finishes. Look at that last little bit of effort. He has a nose for the end zone. And one thing I love about this guy, if you could just roll it back a little bit just one more time, one thing I love about this guy, he has a nose for the end zone. He's not afraid to put six on the board. And I know coming from Alabama, he's going to be hungry. If I have my timeline correctly, he may have overlapped with Jahmyr Gibbs, the great running back for the Detroit Lions. So that would explain why he didn't probably see the field in 2023, man. But look at this finish. This is what we need. And I think he's going to bring a lot of that. And I'm just envisioning him with this All-American quarterback that's coming in, sort of like the dynamic between Baltimore, Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, man. If the quarterback stick the ball in its guts and decides to keep it or give it to Justice, that's going to create and pose nightmare for defenses because you're going to have to account for both of them.
The other thing that I really like about him, Clarence, is that it all looks natural, right? His movement, his cuts, everything. There's no wasted movement whatsoever. You see a lot of guys that play the running back position, maybe even though they may make a great cut, it looks stiff, right? There's no fluidity to it, no loose hips about it. But when you watch him run, and it could be because of, again, the way he's built, low to the ground. I mean, there's no wasted movement. As soon as he hits the corner, he's gone, dip the shoulder, get in for the touchdown. Clarence, let's go to this next run because we talked about patience and vision and that home run capability. Now, here is where Clarence was talking about the part that I didn't have.
Well, Chris, man, you had a lot, but you probably didn't have that kind of speed, man. But this guy has elite speed. I can't see the name of the uniform, man, but running that way, away from people in an SEC conference, that's not easy to do. And I believe this carry was 85, 86 yards. And my rule of thumb has been, man, any run over 60, 65 yards and you're pulling away from a defense, to me, that means you have elite speed. So again, when you combine all of his great physical power attributes, the power, the balance, the patience, and then you add this element to it. This is the kind of stuff that really takes a program from being the middle of the pack to all of a sudden now finding a spot in the college playoff potentially, right? Because,
Yeah.
in the past, Michigan has I mean, what inspired me to go to Michigan back in the day, and I was nowhere near the sprinter or the running back. But Tyrone Wheatley I remember watching the Rose Bowl, and when I watched this run, I remember several runs where he kind of took off in a straight line, just like this. And again, man, I think this is what we're looking for. And this is what we've largely missed over the last couple of years. Blake Corum was a hell of a back, to say the least. But this indicates to me that anytime, anywhere, the ball is handed to this guy, if you present him an opportunity like that, 9 times out of 10, he's going to cash off. He's going to cash it in and hit his head on the goalpost.
Yeah, and I think especially this past year, I think one of the reasons, another frustrating thing for me was why we didn't use Khalil Mullings as much as I thought we should have. I think we were going to Donovan Edwards a lot was because Khalil didn't have that home run capability. And I think the Michigan offense knew that scoring was going to be at a premium. I think with this guy, you don't have to worry about substituting anybody. I think he's a 3-down back. I think you can leave him in there no matter what. I think the other part to this is the thing that we question is, what is he like in pass pro, which I think we'll find out come next year. But yeah, the home run capability that Justice has is amazing. And again, no wasted movement. When he sees it, he hits it and he's gone.
Yes.
Like that acceleration right there is, and we're talking about acceleration from the moment he makes that cut. And you talked about this earlier. The moment that he puts his foot in the ground, he's gone.
No, that's elite, man. And you're going to show a play here in a couple plays that I think gives even a better example of non-wasted motion, even when he encounters a boom right there. Yep. Look at that, man. You talk about no wasted motion. Look at him. Look at the power. Look at the explosion. And again, he's listed at 205 pounds, man, but this guy runs like a 225-pound running back. Boom.
Yeah.
Look at that, man. Now that's the kind of stuff that you talk about. I guess the word of the year is contact balance. You talk about contact balance, man. That's something that you can't teach. You can't coach. You either have that kind of power and skill set or you don't. And I think in one play, this sort of summarizes and highlights everything that this guy has the potential to do for us. Break tackles and run through tackles, but not only run through tackles and fall forward for a nice gain, but how about running through a tackle and taking it all the way to the house, man?
And taking it to the house, exactly.
Take it to the house. So, man, this is, I think, when the Michigan coaching staff saw this play specifically, I'm sure this probably got everybody excited because it got me excited, man, because this is the kind of stuff that's just simply elite.
Yeah, I think this one run right here, to your point, Clarence, really encapsulates everything that we've talked about. Let's look at the foot movement right here. Look at the vision. Watch the jump cut. Contact, boom.
Yeah.
And then, again, no wasted movement. Got up to full speed as soon as he took off. Didn't have to build up to it or nothing like that. I mean, as soon as he made the contact, he got the running. And again, I think this is everything that we talked about that Michigan desperately needs. You need a guy that can turn a good play into a great play. Yep. And I think, again, one of the knocks I think that might have been on Donovan was Donovan kind of went down too easy in a lot of situations where it was an arm tackle. And it's like, if he breaks that one arm tackle, he probably hits his head on the goalpost. So I think it's definitely an upgrade here. Again, you got a guy that delivers contact. He's more the hammer than he is the nail. Great vision, great footwork. And again, this is what you want to see out of your running back.
Yeah. And just one more point, Chris. I'm a really big, I love to read body language, man. And as great as look at this guy, as great as that run was, I think it was exceptional. When he scores, he looks like he's been there before, right? So back to your point about being natural and everything coming natural to him. I don't know this guy, obviously, but he looks like he's the kind of guy who expect to do special things like this on a regular basis. So, that kind of indicates to me that no moment is too big for him, and he has really high expectations for himself.
Absolutely. And then again, as we were watching this play, as he finishes this play and we're going to the next, this is what I'm talking about when you don't feel like you need to bring in your big back in goal line situations. You don't need to swap out.
Right.
You don't need to telegraph that we're going to get into a heavy set and we're absolutely going to run the ball because we have our big running back in. No, you can leave him in. He's strong enough. He's competitive enough. And he's got the leg drive, the leverage. Boom. Doesn't have it. Keep the legs moving. Still falls forward. To your point earlier, he's always falling forward, which is huge for Michigan's offensive line because we don't know what we're going to get next year. And Michigan's offensive line was not that great this past season. Every yard that we can get is going to be at a premium, and you need a guy that can fall forward.
Yep. Now, totally agree with you, Chris. Great goal line back. He runs behind his pads. And again, I think that 205-pound weight listed in the profile is a little bit deceiving because the dude runs like he's 225.
He does, man. He definitely runs behind his shoulder pads. Well, Clarence, let's jump into some player comparison. You told me that he kind of reminds you of a shorter Derrick Henry. Explain that a little bit.
Yeah, and guys, let me qualify that. I'm not off my rocker. Let me just clearly state that there's only one Derrick Henry. I believe Derrick Henry is 6'3", 240 pounds. So no one is Derrick Henry, okay? I'm coming at it from a standpoint, when I watch this guy run, when I watch Derrick Henry run, to your point, Chris, it's all natural. And obviously, when Derrick Henry runs, he's very patient until he sees that opening and he's gone. Right? So Justice has a lot of similarities in the sense that he's always falling forward. I would almost 100% guarantee you that Justice is probably probably not as effective when he's running sideways, but when he's running north and south, that's where the majority of his success is going to come from. But the patience, the vision, following his blocks downfield. We saw Justice with a very similar run where he finished on the sideline. Obviously, this was a little bit easier, but the way Derrick finishes, I think there's a lot of similarities. And again, man, can't wait to get this young man on campus. And based on the last, we had some pretty good wins last year, Chris. But I think you would agree with me, man. Our expectations are a lot higher than even beating Ohio State and beating a competitive Alabama. We expect to win Big Ten championships and obviously always be in the national championship conversation.
Absolutely. And I get the Derrick Henry comparison, maybe not in height or in stature, but we're talking about the attributes that a running back possesses as far as his ability to set up his blocks, his ability to make the right read, to explode when it's necessary, to be physical when it's necessary. It's not about the physical stature, so to speak, but it's about those innate, natural running back abilities that the great running backs have. Two comparisons, Clarence, that I had was both running backs played on the same team. Jonathan Stewart and DeAngelo Williams from the Panthers back in the day. Short, stocky, powerful guys that had great speed that could take it to the house. I mean, if you look at what these guys were able to do out their careers, I really see a similar trajectory for Justice. Again, patience, physicalness, boom, no wasted movement, gets to his high speed. Now he gets caught. I don't think Justice is going to get caught in most situations, but again, the physicalness, the innate ability to really push the pocket, read the pocket, set up his blocks. Again, another physical run right here by hit the hole, boom, physical. Doesn't get taken down easily. That's something that we talked about that Michigan really, really missed. And just the physical nature, being the hammer, not the nail. This is what Michigan needs out of his running backs, and I think Justice is a guy that can bring that. Let's go to Jonathan Stewart, another guy who I really liked back in the day. Here we go. Again,
great comparisons. Yep.
Patience, man. if Michigan offensive line can dominate, can get back to the way they used to be, this is going to help a quarterback like a young, if he wins the starting position like we all think he will, but this will definitely help a young quarterback like Bryce if the Michigan offensive line can get back to its glory days of being those Joe Moore award-winning type of offensive line. You know, like I know, Clarence, the team will only go as far as the offensive line takes it. So with that said, Clarence, what's your final thoughts and opinions on Justice Haynes?
You know what? I think he has the potential to be the next great back at Michigan, Chris. I mean, everything I've seen has been very positive. You know, early reports that he, you know, along with the phenomenal talent and all the physical attributes that we've discussed today, the guy's a hard worker. I think, you know, to your point earlier, you know, excited to get Underwood on campus. I guess he's already been practicing with the team. But just we talked about that transition from high school to college. You know, as he ramps up, you know, wouldn't it be nice to be able to lean on a running game? You know, as he kind of goes through his growing pains and matures and gets better week after week. But man, very excited to get this guy on campus. When I initially read that we were going to get this guy, I immediately jumped on YouTube, looked at some highlights, and then we started chatting about him, man. But you know, assuming that he's healthy and he has a great attitude, and I'm sure he'll fit great into the Michigan culture. I am optimistic that you know, this guy could be the next great one.
Well, there you have it, folks. Man, Clarence Williams, I appreciate you, brother, for coming on and breaking down.
This was fun, man.
We got to get you to come back on again, man.
Yeah, I love that, dude.
And I appreciate you, brother. Thank you again, fans.
All right, Chris.
You can follow Clarence Williams. He's on social media. He's hiking somewhere up in the mountains, somewhere doing something great, man. And again, fans, thank you for tuning in. We'll do more of these. We appreciate you guys. Go Blue.
If you like this kind of content, please like, share, follow, and subscribe. And as always, go Blue.